Welcome to another great podcast session. I'm Satavisa. Currently, the companies around the world are at the peak of adapting to digital transformation. To discuss more on this matter, today we have with us Mr. Satish Pala, CTO of Indium Software. Hello Satish, welcome to Analytics Insight.
Thank you.
I would like you to tell me in brief about Indium.
Sure, Satavisha. Thanks for this opportunity. So, Indium is a leading provider of digital engineering solutions with deep expertise in services like app engineering, data analytics, cloud engineering, DevOps, and digital assurance. We are currently working with over 100 clients. We normally work with innovative startups ranging from there to big enterprises across the world. We do partner with top tech giants like AWS, Netflix, Microsoft, Stream, and Denodo in order to deliver some of these digital engineering solutions. We are over 2,000 associates spread across multiple delivery locations in India, and some of them are at client sites as well. So that's in short what we do at Indium.
That's great to hear. Now, please tell me why digital engineering is the supporting pillar of the digital transformation.
Okay, so digital transformation is possible only with the adoption of right set of technologies, innovation, and business process automation. Modern businesses require agility to deliver value to end customers. So the only way for organizations to stay ahead of this curve is to perennially innovate with the help of digital technologies. Some of these digital technologies include cloud, data engineering, analytics, and application engineering. And along with the engineering best practices, we can actually drive businesses towards digital transformations.
I see.
And as a
That's
result,
great. Yeah, please tell me.
And as a result, digital engineering becomes a key pillar for transforming the businesses towards digital.
That's great to hear. Now, I would like to know about the digital adoption among your customers. How Indium is guiding them in this adoption?
Yeah, so most of our customers, barring a few healthcare and financial services, have adopted cloud or digital as the infrastructure solution, as they are assured of a stable infra, a reliable, scalable, agile, and a secure foundation. Now, with our expertise across all of the public cloud providers like AWS, Google, Azure, and also private cloud, we can recommend them the right choice and the right combination of platforms that will yield sustainable results for them. So, I mean, regardless of where the customers are in their cloud journey, we can provide end-to-end cloud engineering services. These cloud engineering services include building native apps on cloud, migrating them from their old legacy infra to cloud. We call it cloud migration. We also do cloud modernization. We optimize cloud. We also set up hybrid cloud. So all of these services that we provide will enable the customers to go digital and adopt cloud.
Amazing. And what is your opinion on the developments in big data engineering and in Databricks and big data market?
We have definitely noticed major disruptions in big data space, especially with cloud tech gaining adoption at multiple levels. So some of these tech players that have led to this, the whole paradigm shift are, you may have heard Spark, which is used by multiple other technologies like Databricks and Snowflake. We now have big data solutions without Hadoop. At one moment, we thought Hadoop will take over the world, but then we don't see any Hadoop-based big data solutions these days. So what is happening in the market right now is we have a lot of technologies implementing a version of the Apache Spark framework, which is basically an alternative to Hadoop, for storing huge volumes and huge variety of data in massive quantities. For example, if you take big data bricks, we don't have to copy data to their software in order to work with it. Instead, For example, the data could stay in the cloud like AWS S3, and Databricks can still crunch the data. So that is the unique way of dealing with this big data. The other thing is we know the Databricks is a processing tool. So the other thing that is prevalent in the latest big data ecosystem is Snowflake. Snowflake basically covers both processing and storage. We call it compute and storage. So Snowflake had actually disrupted the data warehouse market a few years ago because it was able to provide distributed and scalable computation. But then the customers are able to manage the compute costs and storage costs optimally when using Snowflake. So that is the unique advantage it provides. So it also provides an ability to store data in a proprietary form. So there is enough security and there are no concerns related to that. One thing to note is both Databricks and Snowflake can actually coexist in a data ecosystem. So that's why you see both of them having a lot of traction in the market.
Amazing. Thank you so much for explaining it so well. Now, why do you think AI can be a differentiating factor in any vertical? Please share any interesting example from your projects.
Sure. So AI has been there for many years. Okay, so it is basically an automation of cognitive process. So which means that wherever there is a chance to automate a mundane or a redundant activity, you could look at AI as a solution. So that's why I keep saying that AI-based solutions can support any type of business vertical in multiple ways. For example, you could automate a manual or a redundant process. You could digitize some manual process. You could deploy data analytics to generate insights. You could process big data and generate actionable insights. Most business verticals can take advantage of such solutions. Maybe I'll give one example. For example, a B2C business which deals with the end customer can improve customer experience with tools like chatbots and virtual assistants. These chatbots and virtual assistants are basically AI solutions. So that is one way AI comes into the picture of a major vertical related to customer. Now, I'll give an example from our own projects that we have delivered. So we work with a microfinance company based in Singapore in order to optimize their loan processing and loan approval workflow and process. It used to take at least a day for them to get a prospect, convert them into a customer, approve the loan and process the loan. What they wanted to do was they wanted to identify how risky or how the customer profile is before they approve, and they wanted to do that in 8 minutes. So we had to analyze the whole business scenario and figure out a system whereby we are able to capture the details of the prospect or somebody who's wanting to take a loan from historical information as well as uh, her or his credit bureau information, credit risk information. We are able to profile this particular prospect and give loan approval in quick time so that this microfinance company can disperse the loan amount in about 8 minutes. So that is something that we have done using AI models in first dealing with a credit risk scoring model and also using some NLP to extract content out of various data sources that provide information related to prospects. And that's where we were very successful in deploying AI solution.
That's great to hear. Please tell me about any surprising or interesting use cases in NLP and how you people are continually investing in text.ai.
Good question. So I'll talk about NLP use case in healthcare industry because I think thanks to COVID, there is tremendous focus on healthcare across the globe, right? So if you look at NLP is basically natural language processing, and it gives you insights based on text, right? That's a uh, simple definition. So one of the top data generating industries is healthcare. For example, um, manual data entry is something that is available to us to extract content. We may have digitized records. or data sets acquired from external parties. Some of these data sets could be structured or unstructured. For example, doctor's prescriptions, there is an electronic health record, there are medical journals, there are clinical trial content, medical transcript, call recordings, etc. Which means that there is tremendous opportunity to extract content out of these and run NLP engines. Now, healthcare industry faces an enormous challenge in interpreting these data sets and generating actionable insight. This is where NLP and our product text.ai comes into the picture, which is basically text analytics. So what it can do is it can extract and provide insights for improving patient care. That's the end goal, right? So our product called text.ai, which is based on text analytics, can extract the healthcare related elements like medicines, diagnosis, symptoms, treatments, examinations, dosages, extra from this unstructured material and give it in a nice readable and I call a term called crunchable form, which means it is easy to mine. So that's in terms of an interesting use case. So if I can maybe talk about some more use cases or some benefits that it could give is, for example, you can improve the effectiveness of treatment by analyzing various treatment patterns that are mostly documented in paper, right? Something you could do is you could collect data about uh, various available data sets about a patient. So you could have a 360-degree view of a patient, right? So you can also improve operational efficiency by digitizing. So there are various things that we could do with NLP and text analytics in the healthcare industry. You said you wanted me to talk about how we continually invest in text.ai, right? So we are investing in on three fronts. Firstly, we are investing on building use case related text.ai features specific to some industries. So in this case, we are working, for example, on insurance, where we are trying to optimize the customer onboarding process. So that is one use case that we are trying to address. Second is we are trying to add features to the text.ai framework. One of the features that we have recently added is called redaction. Redaction is basically masking private information or personal identification information. So that is something that we are investing on. Third, but not the least, we are training and hiring NLP experts to also tackle complex problems along with what we could do with text.ai. So we want to, once we tackle these problems, we want to integrate that solution back into text.ai framework. So those are the three things where we are heavily investing on.
That's a really good explanation. Thank you for telling me. And lastly, I want to ask, what is your perspective on the future trends in AI?
So during this podcast, we spoke about NLP, right? So there's another thing that you will be hearing a lot. It's called cloud native tech. So cloud native tech is where we build applications uh, on cloud, but the applications in general have been built specifically using tool sets like Amazon, AWS, Google provided native solutions. In if you're looking at a serverless architecture or if you're looking at data. But what we are going to see actively going forward is getting AI related work into cloud native tech. For example, automation of workflows, building analytical models using some of the cloud native um, solutions like Auto ML solutions like AWS SageMaker or Google Cloud Analytics solutions or Google BigQuery. So these are the things that you will see gaining traction. One more thing that you will see gaining traction or maybe trending is conversational AI. So in one of the examples, I said customer experience, right, with chatbot. Now, conversational AI, these solutions, enable better automation of customer service. And customer service is one of the major business objectives for any B2C company. So conversational AI will help there and it will gain traction again. Other thing that you might be hearing a lot is IoT and the marriage of IoT with artificial intelligence. So by combining IoT and AI's ability to present actionable insights in real time, we will be definitely seeing an increasing trend of hybrid solutions on top of whatever data is collected from the IoT devices. And the hybrid solutions could be not just plain operations to visualize the data that is collected, but also take actions and also run AI models or analytical models to gain much more informed insights and take decisions. One thing that will come as an offshoot of artificial IoT, artificial intelligence IoT, is industrial IoT. You might have heard about industrial IoT and smart factories. So this is again utilizing a lot of IoT, artificial intelligence solutions in the background. Basically, industrial IoT refers to a network of interconnected devices that provides real-time insights. So, I mean, this is really helpful for manufacturing units to become smart and able to efficiently perform operations. And this is only possible with AI-based and data-based decision making. There are a couple more things I would want to talk about as trends. For example, we will see increasing trend in edge computing. Edge computing is basically a compute power near the devices rather than at the cloud. So with the advent of higher bandwidth, 5G, and devices being powerful handheld devices or devices at home with enough storage and power, we can actually see tremendous time-sensitive data processing at the edge level. So that is something that will capture the market very soon. Last but not the least, automation at hyperscale. So you will see a lot of companies opting to automate all the manual and redundant processes, and also trying to automate whichever possible in order to be efficient and reduce costs. I think, in summary, you will see good trends in NLP, cloud tech, conversational AI, IoT, edge computing, and automation.
It's amazing to know all this.
Yep.
Thank you, Satish, for joining us today. Wish you all the best for the future.